This, ladies and gentlemen, is Inter Milan, a giant in Italian football. This year, however, has not been kind to them. Napoli beat them to win the scudetto by 1 point. Their rivals AC Milan knocked them out of the Coppa Italia, and then PSG humiliated them in the most one-sided Champions League final ever. And that's the second Champions League final they've bottled in 3 years. I personally think it's time for a change. So with that being said, Inzaghi is out, your boy Goodwin is now officially in, and we've got a serious job to do. Because we want to be winning trophies here at Inter, we want to build an incredible team, and we want to actually win a Champions League final. And this is the team we've inherited from Inzaghi in season number 1. And whilst it's a fantastic team, I can already see the problem. And that's the fact that it's too damn old, man. Look at how many players in their 30s that Inter have got in their squad. And 1 or 2 of these guys are key players for Inter. For example, you got Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Jan Sommer, who's their starting 11 keeper, and you have a 37-year-old Acerbi. And if you watch the Champions League final, you'll know just how badly he got bullied in that game. So I personally think offloading a fair few of these players is the move for season 1. But that's not to say there isn't positives about Inter Milan. For example, there's Denzel Dumfries, who's fantastic. Italian midfielder Nicolo Barella, Alessandro Bastoni, who's world-class, Lautaro Martinez, who in my opinion at this point should have won a Ballon d'Or. We do, however, have a little contract situation to sort out, so that means that we're going to have to figure out who we're going to keep and who we want to just let go. On top of that, though, we do have over 100 million euros to spend. And if in this transfer window we can get our recruitment spot on, last year will be a thing of the past for this team and it'll start winning trophies again. And to be honest, guys, we kind of have to. Because when I first met up with the boss when I was applying for this role as the Inter Milan manager, he said to me that in our first season we have to win silverware, otherwise we'll lose some of our key players for the present and the future. So in other words, your Barellas of the world, your Thuram's, Martinez's, Çalhanoğlu's, they'll all do one if we don't start doing better. Which is exactly why I got straight to work on making a short list of players that we're going to be offloading. And as you probably noticed, there's a pattern to this. We're getting rid of every single old player in the team that makes sense to, and we're also loaning out quite a few of our youngsters. Because I believe this is the first step in getting Inter back on top of Italian football. And there we go, ladies and gents, part 1 of my plan is now complete. Now we move on to stage 2, which is recruitment. And as you can see, guys, we need to get this right because our team's taking a bit of a hit. But not only do we need to get this right, we need to keep it quite realistic to what's going on in real life as well. As my first signing is Udinese centre-back Umar Saleh, who we spent 24.5 million to sign on a 5-year deal. And he's literally perfect, guys. Mid-20s, fantastic stats, 80 pace, 85 physicality. And he slots very nicely in the centre of our back 5. However, I do have to clear one thing up that I forgot to tell you. I manually put Lukas Sucic into this team before starting this career mode because in real life, I believe he's already there from a deal that happened in February. As for our future transfers, we've got 145 million to spend on them. And once again, I have to make it clear, if any of these rumours aren't correct, do not blame me, blame the internet. As our next signing is Parma striker Young Bonnie, who we spent 18 million on. And I really like the looks of this guy. 6'2", skillful, rapid with a good half a goal, good dribbling and physicality. As for our next transfer, we need another centre-back because we got rid of a lot of them, which is where Coney de Winter comes in for 14.5 million. I think for now though, guys, our business is done. We do still have over 100 million to spend with Inter, but if we need to spend it come January, that's when we'll pull the trigger on it. To be honest though, guys, looking at the state of this team right now, I really don't see us needing to. We've got a great striker partnership up top, we've got a fantastic midfield trio, our defense is much younger and much quicker. The only thing we need to get right now are the tactics. So with that being said, this is how they're going to be lined up when they're on the ball, mostly on the counter-attack, but our wingers are going to be just as high up with our midfielders, giving them a helping hand. Like I've just said, we are going to be using the counter-attacking build-up style with a pretty high line. But because this is Inter Milan and the quality we got in the team, I think this will work. One way or another though, we're about to find out as the new season in the Serie A begins with a game against Lecce. And we genuinely could not have had a better start as our passing ripped Lecce's defence apart, allowing Thuram to put us 1-0 up. In the 15th, we almost got a second, but fair play to Lecce's defence, they did their job. And somehow in the 34th minute, Martinez missed this golden opportunity. Seriously, how aren't we 3-0 up now? In the 61st minute though, we did did get our second courtesy of DeMarco. And then in the 83rd minute, this was given as a penalty, but Çalhanoğlu missed it. Why do I feel like this is going to be a season of ups and downs? Straight afterwards, though, we did get another penalty. Martinez stepped up this time and he buried it, which in the end was enough to give us all 3 points in our first game of the season. However, it wasn't as convincing as I wanted it to be. I'm just kind of hoping from here we just grow into the campaign. And to be fair, that's exactly what it looked like we were doing as we smashed Hellas Verona 3-1. We then went ahead and got a solid 1-0 win over Torino. We, however, came unstuck against Lazio as we only managed a 2-2 draw. To be fair though, after 4 games, we are second in the league. And we've done this without our best striker up top as he's out for the next 6 weeks. And judging by Young Bonnie's stats after 3 games, he looks like he's more than capable of stepping up when one of our 2 best strikers are out. So with that being said, let's hope he can do it on the bigger stages. We've got a point to prove now in the Champions League. We did have to make rotations because half the team was knackered, but it didn't make a difference as 3 minutes in we went 1-0 up. And then exactly 10 minutes later, Thuram got his brace. Shortly after though, we were caught sleeping at the back and Spurs took full advantage of it. In the 34th minute though, Thuram completed his first half hat-trick. Bloody hell, for a neutral, this game's immense. We were in the second half now and we were still the dominant team as in the 62nd minute, Thuram almost got his 4th. However, despite our dominance with 15 minutes to go, Spurs got one back. But with just 3 minutes to go, Thuram got his 4th of the game to give us all 3 points in our first UCL game of the campaign. Which I'm not gonna lie, I'm buzzing about. Not only did we just beat Tottenham Hotspur, we just made a statement that we are here to win this competition this year. And guys, that message was getting heard loud and clear as we beat Monaco 2-1 in the Champions League. Back in the Serie A, we got a solid 2-0 win over Sassuolo. We followed that up with a solid 2-0 win over Bologna as well. Back in the Champions League though, we had a reality check as Atletico beat us 2-1. To be fair though, after 6 games we're almost certain to qualify for the round of 16, and in the Serie A we are quite literally running away with it. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that deserves a like on this video, and if you're new around here, you should definitely subscribe to the channel. The thing is, we have over 120 million to spend on the team, and I really do not know where to put this. Because as you can see from the stats, our players definitely know how to score goals, and as you can see from the Serie A, we have conceded the least amount of goals out of everybody in 18 games. So our defenders are just as good as our attackers. However, I would be daft not to try and improve this team even further. I know everything we're doing right now is working, but we've got over 100 million to spend on it and it's still in that rebuild process. So for starters, I think a keeper for Jan Sommer wouldn't be that bad. I mean, he's out for the rest of the season anyway. We should also consider a backup fullback for Denzel Dumfries and of course Federico DiMarco, because there's no saying they'll be injury free for the rest of the season either. And maybe we should bring in one more centre midfielder because we've only got 4. And in a formation where we're rocking 3 midfielders at a time, we definitely need at least 1 more. We are, however, going to start with the keeper, and I'm going to need you guys to hear me out as I've signed Emiliano Martinez from Aston Villa for 30 million euros. Hold on, I need you to listen to him. He's a great keeper, he's on his way out of Aston Villa if I'm not mistaken, and I know that teams like United are indeed interested in him, but let's be real, compared to Inter Milan, United aren't on our level. As for the fullback role, we spent 11 million on Jackson Chachua, who is linked to them in real life. As for the last transfer, I'm reuniting brothers, as Khafram Thuram joins us from Arsenal for 58 million. And that, ladies and gents, will do, as this is how the team looks going into the second half of the campaign now, and considering what we first started with, it is levels above that. And we have a great chance here to continue to prove it as we play Napoli in the Super Coppa final. Our first opportunity, actually, of winning silverware this year. To be honest though, early on, Napoli with a far stronger team, and Osimhen almost put them 1-0 up inside of 22 minutes. Just 10 minutes later though, they did take the lead courtesy of Osimhen. We were looking better in the second half though, and in the 49th minute, we almost got an equaliser. How Martinez missed that, I'll never know though. However, we kept applying the pressure and it worked as they crumbled in the 52nd minute. And only 7 minutes after going level, Young Bonnie burst his way through the defence again and got us in front. Osimhen though is just a different animal in front of goal because he only needs one chance and he proved it right here. And for the remainder of the game, nothing else separated us, so we were heading for a penalty shootout. Çalhanoğlu was up first and he missed. Osimhen stepped up and he buried it. Martinez tucked his bottom right and Raspadori went right as well. Young Bonnie then went bottom left. Then Inter's next player did the same. Yeah, I don't know the name of that guy. Frattesi though for us went bottom left. Di Lorenzo stepped up and we saved it. Thuram then went bottom left. It was all on Zambo Anguissa to keep Napoli in the game, and that's exactly what he did. We are now into sudden death. Our next player stepped up and sent the keeper the wrong way. Scott McTominay then did the same, and so did Carlos Augusto, and then so did Lobotka. Even Pavard did too. They then went straight down the middle, and Bissek went bottom right, and so did Olivieri. Bro, who the hell's gonna win this, seriously? Well, we still had a chance as Martinez went bottom left, and somehow Martinez didn't save this, but their keeper saved this. It was Contini's time to step up, and he missed. Jesus, what is this penalty shootout? Çalhanoğlu was back up, and this time he buried it, and so did Osimhen, and so did Martinez. Raspadori scored his as well. Youn Boni tucked his away, and Miliro did as well. This is getting ridiculous at this point. Frattesi stepped up again and again buried it, and so did Napoli's player. Thuram sent the keeper the wrong way, and so did Zambo Anguissa. Guys, this has got to be the longest penalty shootout ever. Still, our player put his away, and so did McTominay, and so did Carlos Augusto. Lobotka stepped up for Napoli as well, and so did Pavard. And somehow Martinez didn't save this. Oh my god, can someone win? Well, Bissek took his pen and scored for us, and Olivieri scored for Napoli. Martinez then missed, and then Oberretin scored his to win Napoli the Super Coppa. I can't believe we just lost 19-18 on pens, man. That is... It was time to move on though, as we had bigger fish to fry. That was Stuttgart in the round of 16 of the Champions League. And it was the worst possible start as Stuttgart went 1-0 up inside of 5 minutes. That woke us up though, as 4 minutes later Lautaro Martinez put us back on even ground. Literally straight after though, they got back in front. Oh my god, surely the Super Coppa hasn't knocked our confidence that much. Apparently it did though, as Stuttgart before our time almost went 3-1 up. And it got worse as they got another goal. Oh my god, they're going to knock us out. Now we did still have a chance as Youn Boni got us back in it with 5 minutes to go. And in the dying seconds of the 90 minutes, Boni got his brace to send us to extra time. Bro, what a hero. And it just got even better as early in extra time, Youn Boni got his hat-trick just 30 minutes after coming onto the field. But I think it's time to sack Martinez, as yet another mistake cost us a goal in this game. Like, honestly, how on earth do you not save that? We, however, got a free kick just on the stroke of half-time, and Frattesi took full advantage of it. It wasn't over yet, though, as Stuttgart, with 8 minutes to go, rattled the bar. And in the dying seconds of the game, Youn Boni got his 4th to send us through to the quarters. I'll be honest though, guys, we did not deserve to win that game, but that is football at the end of the day. You take your chances or you don't. Unbeknownst to me though, that was only the playoffs, as we now face Leipzig in the round of 16. Gotta be honest though, nothing really happened until the 45th minute where Leipzig got back into the game. Up to that point, we were leading on aggregate 1-0, but at this point, that lead is about as useful as a fireman made out of chocolate. We did start the second half really strong with a Federico Di Marco goal though. And then with 15 minutes left, he got his brace and we got qualification to the next round. It's alright, isn't it? Our fullbacks are doing better in front of goal than our damn strikers. We now though need the entire team to pull their weight as we face off against French giants PSG. And guys, we all remember what happened last time they faced each other. This time though, I'm in charge, and you can tell as we took a 1-goal lead inside of 20 minutes, putting us 4-2 on aggregate. They, however, did get one back 27 minutes in thanks to a lucky rebound. Straight after though, courtesy of Thuram, we got back in front. However, Di Marco gave this stupid penalty away, but Martinez saved it. I'm so 50-50 with him, man. 1 minute he's great, the next minute he's dog crap. But we took full advantage of them missing the penalty, as in the second half we went 3-1 up. And then with 25 minutes to go, we killed the game off courtesy of Thuram. It's crazy, isn't it? In real life, PSG battered us, but now we've battered them. But whilst we were killing it in the UCL, we had other things to take care of, like smashing Fiorentina in the Coppa Italia semis to get to the final. We also had a scudetto we were trying to win, which is why a 2-0 win over Parma here was great. And we followed that up with a narrow 1-0 win over Sassuolo. And it looks like we are hitting the mark on all bases. Unfortunately, now though, we have got a mountain to climb, because now we're facing Bayern Munich in the semis of the Champions League. But where's the mountain to climb, I hear you ask? Well, we're 3-1 down going into the second leg. And what made matters worse was the fact that Bayern went 1-0 up inside of 10 minutes. We were down, but we weren't yet out as Martinez rifled this into the top left corner of Bayern Munich's goal. Then just before half time, somehow this dink actually worked and it just trickled in, making it 2-1 on the day. Guys, there's a chance we climb this mountain after all. Harry Kane, however, had other ideas, as in the 66th minute he scored this gorgeous goal. There was no chance we were giving up though, as Barella rifled this into the back of the net with just 8 minutes to go. It was unfortunately too little too late though, as Bayern Munich did enough to knock us out of the Champions League. And whilst that is gutting because we were this close to getting over that mountain, our season isn't over yet. Because we have a Coppa Italia to play for, and all we got to do to win it is beat Atalanta. However, they were by a mile the stronger team earlier on, and Retegui made sure they got 1-0 up inside of 10 minutes. However, from that, we did start to get into the game, and we almost went 1-1 here. And early in the second half, we almost equalised again, but Bonnie hit the bloody post. Why do I get the feeling we just aren't going to score? What made it worse, we really paid the price for not scoring, as Atalanta took advantage of this and went 2-0 up. And then they went 3-0 up not long afterwards. Why can't we do it when it matters the most? Now granted, with 15 minutes left, we did get back into the game. And with 10 minutes to go, we actually got a second. But straight after, as per usual, our defence fell asleep and they took advantage, going 4-2 up to win the game. I don't understand how our team can individually be so good but choke when it matters the most. It's a damn good job there's a little bit of good news. And that's the fact we've stormed the Serie A, winning the scudetto. But truth be told, I don't know how we've done this. When it matters the most, these guys just freaking flop. So I think it's nothing short of a miracle that not only have we won the scudetto, but we've done it by such a large margin. The thing is though, you look at these stats and it's so difficult to see how we haven't done better in any other competition. Something next year has to give. Because as I've said, this team individually is too damn good to be playing how we just did in the Coppa Italia final. And guys, I can tell you now, as the new season arrives, the boss is not happy with me. He said it's a damn good job you won the league, else your arse would be out the door. We are far too restricted in the way we play. All that talent in the team and you're playing a 5 at the back. Are you joking? Grow some metal and get us playing proper football with tactics and a formation that actually works on the big stage and the small. I'll say this, guys, the boss doesn't mince his words. He is right though, to be fair. All this talent and we are stuck with a 5 at the back formation. I mean, what was I thinking, man? We're too good for this. So instead, we're playing more attacking with a 3-5-2. As you can see, Dumfries and DeMarco will be our new wingers. As for our cam though, I'm not sure if Barella's going to fit that mould. I mean, he's definitely got the stats for it, as you can see, but it's not exactly his natural position. In fairness though, it would only take him 19 weeks to become a cam, so maybe this actually will work. As for improving the rest of the team, we've got just under 200 million to spend. And it's clear as day, if we are more successful this year than last, the boss is going to fire me, so we need to make the most of this money. So with that being said, we aren't messing around, as I've just signed Lucas Chevalier for 65 million plus Emiliano Martinez is an Everton player now. But just look at him, man, he's only 24, already 86 rated with phenomenal stats already. Trust me, he's worth every penny. As for our next signing, he's linked in real life as Torino's Samuel Ritchie joins us for 51 million. And finally, another player who's linked to them in real life, Luis Enrique, joins us for 27 million. And that, guys, I think will do. Because we've signed 3 pretty solid players here, and we've still got quite a bit of money left for January should we need to spend it. However, looking at this team and its new formation with the new tactics, I don't personally think we'll need to. The only thing we need to keep an eye on is Alessandro Bastoni, because as of right now in real life, he is actually linked to a Premier League move. Nothing set in stone yet, which is why I've not sold him, but come January, if anything's happened, he will be gone. But for now, he is staying, and he's going to try and help us be as successful as possible at Inter, as our first game of the new campaign is against Atalanta. And we genuinely could not have got off to a better start, as this new formation seemed to work, as Thuram squared it to Martinez to get us 1-0 up. In just 6 minutes later, in almost an identical way, he got his brace. Atalanta was still in this game though, as in the 29th minute they forced a great save from Chevalier. Early in the second half though, the game was done as Dumfries Alvarez found DeMarco in behind the defence and he slotted it home to score the third. And after beating a team like Atalanta, I'm feeling confident about season 2. And for good reason too, as we followed that win up with a very solid 2-0 win over Torino. We then also beat Lazio 2-0, and we frankly tore Sampdoria apart. It's basically the perfect start, guys. However, there is one issue. We did this exact same thing in the Serie A last year. It's now time to see if we can do it on the big stage as we face Borussia Dortmund first in our Champions League campaign. But guys, I was honestly taken back by how much we were dominating Dortmund, as in the 18th minute we went 1-0 up. Then literally straight after, we hit them on the counter-attack and Thuram put us 2-0 up. And then after yet another goal from Thuram in the 36th minute, we went 3-0 up, winning the game. Yeah, we are going to be a problem this year. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, as we battered AC Milan 4-1. As we head back to the Champions League, we easily beat Dynamo Kiev 2-0. We then went on to completely dismantle Dynamo Zagreb. And back in the Serie A, we faced off against our biggest rivals Juve, and we even beat them 3-1. And that leaves us top of the Serie A halfway through the season by 6 points. And we are almost certain to be qualified for the round of 16 straight away in the UCL. So it's safe to say, guys, we're having a good season so far. Which brings us to this, because we've got 32.4 million to spend. And quite frankly, I don't think we need to spend a penny of it. So far, guys, this team's been dominating this year. I don't see any reason why I try to bring anybody into it or take anybody out of it. All you gotta really do is look at the stats halfway through. Thuram, 30 goal contributions, 20 for Martinez, 7 and 6 for DeMarco, 7 and 8 for Barella. Everybody is doing their job and then some. So I think we trust the boys and trust our tactics and formation. And hopefully this time we can get the job done in Europe. However, guys, we have some unfinished business elsewhere, as we're once again in the final of the Super Coppa. And considering last year we bottled it in a penalty shootout, this time I want to win it, no excuses. We'd have to beat Atalanta to do that though, and early on it was a stalemate until the 20th minute where they almost scored. In the 29th minute though, we got our first chance of the game and Thuram absolutely buried it. And less than 10 minutes later, on the break, DeMarco found Thuram once again in a bit of room and he put us 2-0 up. I've got to say, guys, I love Thuram. He's always in the right place at the right time. And just before half time, we got the exclamation mark as DeMarco raffled this into the top right corner. Atalanta were down at this point, but they weren't yet out, as with the last kick in the first half, they did get one back. So all we need to do is have no stupid mistakes in the second half and we've won the Super Coppa. However, in the second half, Atalanta were by a mile the better team and they very nearly got a second if not for Chevalier here. And with 15 minutes to go, Chevalier made another cracking save. What did I tell you? Worth every penny. Because if it wasn't for him, with 10 minutes to go, we wouldn't have killed the game dead with this gorgeous counter-attack. And that helped us to right one of last year's wrongs and we've won the Super Coppa. It's clear at this point we are levels above everybody in Italy. We just need to do the same now in the Champions League. Unfortunately though, we've got a job to do in the round of 16 as we are 2-1 down going into the second leg against Spurs. And guys, I refuse to get knocked out by them. I hate to admit it though, early on they were the better team as they forced a great save here from Chevalier. Thankfully though, Çalhanoğlu stepped up with some gorgeous bit of skill moves. He put us 1-0 up. And this led to fire under our backsides, and somehow with this chance here, we did not go 3-2 up on aggregate. Seriously, fair play Vicario. Early in the second half, those Spurs had a great chance, but yet again Chevalier saved the day. But he went from zero to hero here as a misplaced pass set Johnson up for the easiest goal of his career. There is no way that has just happened. Luckily though, after that disaster, we went straight up the other end and got straight back in it. And then in the 67th minute, we finally took the lead. And that, ladies and gents, was enough to knock Tottenham Hotspur out and go through to the quarters. I've got to say though, guys, I do not want it to be that close again. However, I didn't get my wishes. Going into the quarters, we are 2 apiece going into the second leg against none other than German giants Bayern Munich. And pretty much straight away, we were on the back foot as Chevalier saved our backsides early on. We did, however, slowly get back into the game with this gorgeous effort from Dumfries. Thankfully though, due to the brotherly link-up in the 23rd minute, we took a 1-0 advantage. It almost didn't last very long though, as shortly after Bayern hit the post. Guys, we need to be careful here. We were now though in the second half, and thanks to some gorgeous footwork from Barella, we extended our advantage to 2. And despite Bayern almost getting into the game in the dying seconds of right? It was too little, too late for them as we'd already qualified for the semis. Unfortunately, the team waiting for us in the semis is going to give us our biggest challenge yet, as we're facing the final boss of the Champions League in the Galacticos Real Madrid. We were 1-0 up going into this second leg, but that didn't matter to Madrid as they were absolutely crushing us. However, our strength is the counter-attack, and we very nearly took advantage of one right here. Honestly, that could have been a game changer, as this could have, as well as yet again on the counter-attack, DeMarco hit the post. And somehow here, we did not go 1-0 up. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't be fussed, but this is Real Madrid we're not taking chances against. But finally, early in the second half we did, as a gorgeous overhead through ball found DeMarco and he took care of the rest. Then literally 3 minutes later, DeMarco set Martinez up for a gorgeous goal. So with 35 minutes to go, we're 3-0 up on aggregate. However, with only 15 minutes to go, Mbappe put Real Madrid right back in this game. And then with 5 minutes to go, Rodrigo made it 2 apiece on the night. And yes, guys, you can all pretty much guess what happened next. We held on for the last 5 minutes to book our place in the Champions League final. And get this, that's where we'll be playing Manchester United. Seriously, in what planet is this going to happen in 2 years for them? I mean, come on guys, look at that team. How they've made the UCL final, I'll never know, but this is just one bit of good news of 3. Because not only have we once again stormed the Serie A winning the Scudetto, we have also won the Coppa Italia. So that's 3 trophies down, 1 to go with the Champions League. And guys, judging by how many goals and assists our boys have got this year, I feel like the formation change and the tactics were absolutely spot on. In my opinion, this is without a shadow of a doubt the best team in the world. But now we have to prove we are where it matters the most. And that is in the Champions League final, where all we've got to do is be the better team than United for 90 minutes. But guys, we were caught off guard as 4 minutes in, Xerxes put them 1-0 up. Thankfully though, just 10 minutes later, Thuram got us back in the game. But guys, that's the last time I take United for granted. And shortly after equalising, we almost went 2-1 up, but Onana somehow made this great save. Very unlike him to make a save, but we moved. 8 minutes later though, he didn't make the save this time, the bloody post did. But guys, just shy of the half-time whistle, nothing was stopping this going in the back of the net. And straight away in the second half, we edged closer to becoming the best in the world as Thuram's shot rifled the netting. Guys, we're 43 minutes away from lifting that UCL. We weren't letting that get to our heads though, as in the 65th minute, Thuram almost made it 4-1. And somehow in the 70th minute, Martinez didn't put this away. Finally though, with 15 minutes to go, Kev from Thuram put the nail in the coffin for United's chances of winning this game. Which obviously means, finally, at long last, we have won Inter Milan the Champions League. And that means my job with them is done. If you have enjoyed this video and want to see more content just like this, drop this video a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you're new. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one though, I reckon you'll also enjoy this one as well.